What's up, guys? It's been a long time. So, got through the holidays, was sick twice, still have some stuff going on. You could hear it in my voice. Seems like everyone I talk to has something going on, with these really bad colds, and I hear people saying the same thing that I've been saying is, I never got sick like this. I never got sick this much, so there's definitely something going on, if you know what I mean, as far as what's being put out into our atmosphere. But anyway, while I was taking my little break over the holidays and stuff, someone sent me a book, my friend Brandon, called Can You Stand the Truth? And believe it or not, I'm only on page 3 something. It's 827 pages long. I skip a lot of the sources because I feel like they're in conflict with what the book is even saying. But I never throw the baby out with the water, so I understand why the author put them in there. But here we go. Let's get right into it. What does the book say? What are my beliefs? And then you guys come to your own conclusions. So we often say, what the fuck is this place, right? So here's what I've always, not always, but when I started to come upon this information, I definitely gravitate toward the Gnostic interpretations. But understand that they were infiltrated as well. When the Nag Hammadi documents came out, for one, the Apocrypha of John, there's a lot of variations in what it's saying because I think it was messed with. But it is probably the most important document that came to light. So, here we go. This is my belief and also what the book's saying. Sophia fell, right? Why did she fall? So, in the hypercosmoi, right, there was many of them, right? There were these beings that were created by the unutterable, true, I hate to use the word God, but we will for this video, the unutterable, right? In the pleroma, right? And then the barbello was created, right? The barbelo, which is what came forth, which would be what Jesus would be, right? So, created directly from God. Not created the way we are created, obviously, right? So, Sophia was kind of like in the bottom, right? There was like a hierarchy. She was kind of like bottom, and she represented wisdom. And what happened? She wanted to create something. She didn't do it with her divine counterpart, and she brought forth, because of her power, she brought forth something, and also she did not get the permission from the unutterable. So she brought forth this being that was ignorant. It had the head of a lion, body of a serpent. You guys know the story, right? Yaldabaoth, they also call him Samael. Socolus is its positive side, right? Because it's duality itself. It's the chief archon. Yaldabaoth, the Demiurge, whatever name you choose. Lucifer, definitely. So, she kind of hid this thing away. She put a cloud over it. She didn't want anyone to know. I do believe that she did come forth with what she had done and did seek help and forgiveness. And what do I do with this thing? It's ignorant. It's, vile looking. It's kind of, I think, let's just call it half divine, not like the true essence beings. And so when I say the true essence beings, I'm referring to us, celestial man, which is what she calls it in the book. I kind of like that name. So, again, this channel's for for entertainment purposes only. These are solely my opinions. I don't care what you comment, honestly. My ego's not that big. I'm telling you my beliefs, and I'm going along with what the book says. So, again, the book's called Can You Stand the Truth? The Last Call. So, this chief archon created 7 archons under him, right? Which are like, I'm going to say it, probably the archangels, right? They created, and like it just became a hierarchy, right? And they created underneath them until there was 365 angels. Sound familiar? Right? And then they created, and he also created 5 demons of hell, which are the main rulers of hell, or the underworld, whatever you want to call it, right? And then they created under them. And so the whole of this place is duality. It's half evil, half good. He himself, we'll say he for the purposes of this video, but it's androgynous being, is duality itself, right? And that's where it comes from. But you have to wonder, is there any good in this thing? Because it's ignorant. So, anyway, after that happened, right, it created the animals, the earth, the whole, you know how it went, right? You guys know the story of creation. This is what I believe, and where the book of the Apocrypha of John was tampered with. In the book, it says that Adam was one of the beings created by the unutterable, or down in that hierarchy, the true world, the true hypercosmos, the true heavens. They're represented as trees, real trees of real life. This place is dead. This place isn't real in that regard. And I'll get to that in a minute. So now, this hierarchy, right? Adam and Eve were in it. They were living in paradise. They were living in the hypercosmos. That God, the unutterable, told them not to eat from this one tree, which was a dead tree. It was dead. It was a leftover tree of creation. So the Demiurge created from the dead tree. Okay, him and the archons created from the dead tree. Supposedly, he was convinced by the archons to try and call forth beings from the hypercosmos, okay? Call forth these beings that were living in the real. So, he created a light, a false light. Do you see how everything is tied together? Where does the false light come from? Comes from there. I'm sorry, my camera's falling. You may see a crazy cat interrupt us at any given moment. So here we go. Now, he creates the false light. Adam and Eve are attracted to it. Okay? And you know how the story goes. Right? Eats from the tree. Man falls. But there were levels of the fall. And the levels were, we weren't totally dense matter at that point. Okay, it's like the Bronze Age, the Golden Age, and there were levels. Never before have we been this low. Okay, and that's why we used to live for however many years, whatever. But regardless, even those creations, right, were from Lucifer. This world is created by Lucifer. It circles right back. How many times have you heard people say, I think we're in hell. I think we're in hell. Well, who created us? Makes sense now, doesn't it? Okay? So, now man just kept falling and falling and falling and falling. And now the last fall, right, is to put us on to take our essence from, we come from the hypercosmoi. We were called forth. Adam and Eve opened that doorway for us to be called forth to incarnate into this prison. Okay? And so the essence beings that were called forth to be imprisoned, that was all done by him. Okay? This being. And then we just kept falling lower and lower and lower. Now we're in dense matter. Now, it can go even lower than that. We become robots and then we can't get out. Okay? So that brings me to Jesus, or Yeshua. Let's call him Yeshua. My son gets mad if I call him Jesus. I do believe there were two of them. I believe everything was distorted. All the information was distorted. I believe he was killed somewhere around, let's just say, 1300. Okay, the 13th century. And I believe they added 1,000 years to our timeline. I believe in a lot of those theories, Tartaria, whatever you want to call it. I think they added 1,000 years to our timeline. And I think that he was born of human parents, but was still straight from the Barbalo. Meaning, like, he had never incarnated here before. He was literally straight out of heaven and from the unutterable to a body. Okay? Which, even though we're from there, it's not the same. We've lived here for thousands and thousands of incarnations. So it's, I'm not saying better than us. I'm not saying that, okay? He even told you that we can be just like him, right? We are just like him. Because that's where we come from. That's where our essence is coming from. Which, very quickly, there are beings here that don't have that. There are NPCs also created by Lucifer that don't have essence from the hypercosmos, okay? So here we go. Why did Jesus come here? I believe that one of the Jesuses, because there were two of them, was from I could be wrong, this is my theory, that was from, basically a Lucifer creation. So, from Archangel Gabriel, which is an archon of Lucifer, by the way, an enforcer of this realm, the positive side, okay, and that's where everything gets twisted. Supposedly, this being, the other Jesus, was from the Archangel Gabriel and meant to confuse. Right? So now there's two narratives out there. The bloodline that the elites chase is that bloodline. Okay? The true Jesus, which completely distorted religions were made. All religions are control. All religions come from them. I don't do religion. Okay? What the book says, and which resonated with me, because I always put it on the back burner, what is this Yeshua thing? What is this being real? What did he really do? There's something to this. I never completely dismissed it, because I know they distort everything. Listen, I don't do religion. I don't do Christianity. I'm not a Christian. I'm just telling you what the book said and what parts resonated with me. So we were not able to go back to the hypercosmoi, okay? When we die, we were stuck in this soul trap, but somehow there was some kind of ransom paid to Lucifer by Yeshua, the real Yeshua, the one killed in the 13th century, to reopen that doorway for us to get out. And the ransom was he paid it in his suffering, right? Because remember, he was offered the world if he would just kind of abandon us. And the whole reason he incarnated here was to get us out. I do believe that. And I do believe that other people come forward. In fact, The woman who wrote the book was visited by one of those beings that used a body to come into this world from the hypercosmoid to tell us what we really are. So I'm not saying he's the only one either. But there was something significant there. There was some doorway opened that allowed us to gain easier access. But we have to play our part too. The body is a dead thing. It's a dead, disgusting computer. You should despise it. My opinion. I'm not saying don't take care of yourself, because you got to live to fight the fight, right? So it's a catch-22, but you have to understand what it is and understand that it's not you, and this is the lowest form that we can possibly be right now. Don't identify with your body. I don't anymore. I can give a shit, okay? But I do want to take better care of myself, and work gets in the way, life gets in the way, keeping the roof over your head. And that's how they want us. They want to keep you distracted, fighting for your life, so that you don't come upon this knowledge. And what's the knowledge? That you're not this body, that your essence doesn't belong here. You're not in the right world. You don't belong here, and you have to get out. And you should want to get out. You should not want anything to do with this world or material things. And that's another thing I wanted to start to really practice is, material things. Like, I've gotten a little better with spending less money. Me and my daughter have been thrifting things and stuff. But, I too have to give up, a little of materialism in my life. So anyway, that being said, think about this life. Your body deteriorates. It's horrific. Your family members, if you have any, have to take care of you while you shit and piss yourself. Okay? Change your diaper. You start in diapers, you end in diapers. You have to go through sometimes horrible pain while you're dying. Your family members have to watch all that horror. Imagine all the loot that they get. Right? Because that's what powers his system. That's what powers Lucifer's system. All the loosh that we give. Right? We watch our family members die. This body is so disgusting. The fact that we even have to sit on a toilet and do gross things. And, it's just gross. There's nothing beautiful or lovely about it. It's your essence that lies the true love and beauty. We don't even know what love is when we're here. We think we do, but I can assure you, we do not, okay? You just don't remember because you've been incarnated here for so long. You can say you love, I love my family, I don't really think you remember what true love is, because this place is a really extremely low vibrational hell realm. Okay? Whoever doesn't like it, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to keep talking. And here we are. We're here. We've been given this opportunity to get out. I do believe what Anne-Marie said, that if you go through the tunnel of light, it's going to be really hard to get out of here. That is one access point to get out, but there's reptilians everywhere. Speaking of reptilians, this is great. So I believe what the book says is that the reptilians were created before us to rule over us, to keep us in line. Doesn't it make perfect sense? Come on. Right? Lucifer is a serpent being. Right? Seraphim angels are serpent beings. They're reptilians. They were here first. Okay? They don't have what we have. They don't have the essence that we have. Because we don't come from here. They've just imprisoned us here. So, all that being said, escape routes. I mean, listen, everybody should have their own escape plans. Don't share it with anyone. I think it should be private. And it's okay if you don't know. There was something that I wanted to talk about, and of course, I have it. I have to find the document. It's what Jesus told his brother James, that you'll meet 3 demons on the way out, and this is what you should say to them to get out. A lot of people poo-poo that, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't listen to that. It's been distorted. Why are you posting that? And I don't know. I heard it first from Static in the Attic, and I thought it should be something worth looking at. Just be careful for distortions. The world is a shit show right now. It amazes me that we're living in the apocalypse right in this moment, and people don't even see it still. There's actually still people that believe, that these fires were started by natural causes. It's hilarious. You could see the directed energy weapons right in the sky. The fake alien invasion is among us. Like, it's here already. There is no, it's coming. It's here. Maybe the worst of it isn't here yet, but it's here. So, we really need to start looking at how we're getting out of here. I don't even know if they're going to let me post this video, but let's see what happens. It's really, I have to mention this because I thought it was insane. But, TikTok's almost gone. I think TikTok is our news, because it's real people posting real videos in real time. Mostly. You got to weed through the crap, right? So, I think that's why they're banning it. But there was a woman who, she was posting all this stuff, and I think I became friends with her on TikTok, whatever. And her videos were fun, kind of vibed with me for months. And it hasn't been that long I've been friends with her. And all of a sudden, I look in TikTok today, and she has a freaking video up that says, China and the United States, we are one. I can't wait for this to happen. And she has the We Are the World song on with this picture of China and the United States being one country. Are you fucking kidding me? So I started looking in the comments, and I started noticing they were all agreeing with her, and there were no other comments, and I went, she's deleting the comments. She's deleting the comments that don't go along with what she's saying. She's probably a bot anyway, and the people that commenting are bots too. So, of course, I commented 3 comments, are you fucking kidding me? Never in a million years. But this is all a shit show and a joke and bad actors anyway. But I just thought, and I said, go ahead now, start deleting my comments. And the first thing she commented, no, I'm not kidding, blah, 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 blah. And then boom, boom, boom. I get a strike on TikTok. Oh, your comments have been deleted, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, so fucking predictable and funny. You just have to laugh. So, I think the next video I'm going to do is going to be about the gods in Greek mythology and elsewhere that I believed walked with us, walked the earth, just like the Nephilim did, their offspring. And I think that I want to get deeper into creation and what the gods gave us, because one of the things that I saw when I was reading into this stuff was they gave us hope. Hope's not a good thing. Not the kind of hope that they gave us. Hope keeps you in savior programming. You're hoping that this world will change and be better. It's not savable. It never was from the beginning. It's created from a dead tree of life. It's dead. We are dead things here. We are dead here. Understand that. I don't like to go too long, so I'm going to end this video now. I will probably be making a few more videos as I go, as I start to feel better. And posting like every few days. I'm going to try to anyway, get on a roll. And I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. Again, I don't care if you disagree with me. Again, solely my opinion. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? Right? Seriously. What do I know? But this is what I'm telling you. Tell me what you think. Bye.